All right. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Here we are. This is the Yarn is Calling podcast. And it's Wednesday, November
8th?
8th.
7th.
Why do I have the hardest time with my dates these days? There's just too much going on. I never can remember what the date is.
Happens.
So, yes, if you watched our little mini episode that Kirsten and I recorded in Canada last week, episode 1.5, we talked about how, okay, so I thought I did research on the name of our podcast, and I thought I'd looked around and then chose the name in Stitches, thinking that's great and all that, and then uploaded it, and all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of podcasts with that name, and I'm like, am I blind? Apparently. So then it was recommended to me that we change the name, so that we're not, copying other people or whatever. So
Don't want unintentional copyright infringement.
exactly. So we did.
Whatever.
So we did. But it took us a while to figure out how we were going to do that. And I had also mentioned in our first podcast that we would be podcasting about once a month. And we decided that I could do once a month with Kirsten and once a month with Allison. So this is Allison.
Hello.
She is my oldest daughter. Mm-hmm. The other crafter that I talked about in the previous
original
book.
one.
The original crafter?
The original daughter.
Oh, the original daughter.
The original daughter.
Yes. So, so every other podcast will be me and Kirsten, me and Allison. Kirsten and I, and Allison and I. Kirsten and me, whatever the proper grammar is. So that way we can get...
And me.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I taught her. I did homeschool my children.
And you
I
did good.
know grammar.
You did good.
So, anyway, I am Holly Isaac on Ravelry. Holly.knits on Instagram. And
I am, on Ravelry, and just about anywhere on the internet, actually. I am Wyvern713, Wyvern 713. So that's Ravelry. Same on Instagram, also on DeviantArt, YouTube. Got a bunch of gaming videos and a couple crafting related ones. I think I've got one, like a heel turn video.
okay.
But it's mainly gaming.
Right.
So if that appeals to you.
Yes. She is the gamer nerdy crafter.
I'm the nerd.
Yes. And she also has her own group on Ravelry as she is a designer.
Allie Joy Designs. ALLIJOY Designs.
Right. And what have you designed?
Oh boy. What have I designed? I've designed a bunch of things. I'm trying to remember the very first pattern I published. Actually is from a blog that I have called Random Scales. And I think it was a slouchy hat. I think that's what it was. Either that or a pair of leg warmers.
That was your first design?
My first design that I published.
On Ravelry?
Just
it's published
just
in a book as well.
I'm getting to that.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine, it's fine. I mean, I've written like designs and stuff like previously, but the first design I published was either pair of leg warmers that I crocheted or a slouchy hat that I crocheted, and those are both one of the first ones I did on Ravelry. I designed a couple. I designed a Nightcrawler from X-Men Amigurumi, and I've designed socks. One of them, which, as Mom mentioned, is in a book. It's called American Sock Knitting. Either American Sock Knitting or American Gift Knitting. I'm pretty sure
it's sock knitting.
I'm pretty sure it's sock knitting.
Yeah.
The pattern is called Hood River on Ravelry, but I think in the book she called it Willamette River.
Yeah.
Which works.
Also, she has done, is it 2? Mystery sock designs. One for
Yes.
Sock
Yes.
Knitters Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
And one for the Solid Socks group.
Yes.
So, that's fun.
Yeah, so the Sock Knitters Anonymous one, that pattern is called Dragon Back. It's got cables and a little bit of beading in there.
That was for Solid Socks?
No, it was for
Sock
Knitters Anonymous.
Oh,
it was
okay.
for Red Month. I remember getting a little bit of flack from one of the moderators for my design featuring beads and stuff.
And
they're
like, you know what, Solid Socks?
It was
Solid Socks. Because the other one was Cheery Little Bottom.
It was Cheery Little Bottom,
which literature.
Yeah.
Well, you would know.
Yeah, it was
a designer.
Yeah, the other one's Cheery Little Bottom. I could pull up my Ravelry real quick on my phone, but
it's
because I knitted it in a solid color, so I'm 99% sure that it was Dragon Back for Sockers Anonymous, Cheery Little Bottom, inspired by the character in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, who is a female dwarf. But not everyone realizes that she's a female at first, because all the dwarves have beards.
Yes.
And then she starts like wearing heels and expressing her femininity a bit more. So
I remember that.
And everyone was like, "Wait, what?"
Feet of Clay. I remember.
Yes, Feet of Clay. That's
Feet
what it
of
was.
Clay. That book.
That's
Terry
what it was.
Pratchett. Feet of Clay. Great.
Good book, by the way.
Great book.
And most recently, I've published so far 3 patterns in this set. It's got an ebook. It's called Lake Accessories. Lake for my new last name. Got married last October. Super excited. Awesome. Husband's amazing. And started with a hat that I knitted for him for Valentine's Day last year. So 2017 Valentine's Day. And then I made a matching pair of socks for him. It was supposed to be done by a wedding day, and I didn't quite finish them for that. But I finished them on the honeymoon. So.
And I just made a pair of those socks for my husband.
Yes.
He wears them all the time.
And then also, most recently, I added a pair of fingerless mitts. So the ebook's called Lake Accessories. Then you have lake hat, lake socks, lake mitts, and I'll probably add a cowl pattern to that.
Nice.
And complete the set.
Yeah, so she's quite the designer. I think I mentioned in the previous podcast that she did her wedding dress.
Yes, I made my wedding dress. Mostly I found a sewing pattern that I had, and I just altered it to make it fit me. And then I should have grabbed it. It's in my room. I can go and grab it real quick.
It's okay. Maybe next time.
Next time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I found a lace pattern that I used in a previous project. And I just improvised that and made lace panels to match with all the sewn panels of the top. And on the front of it, I integrated into the knitting part of the logo from a game that my husband introduced me to and that we play a lot together called Warframe.
It was beautiful. It was very unique.
This is a hoodie I made for him. Got the same. So that's...
Are you going to jump into the FOs here already?
Might as well. I don't know.
You can.
So this is the back of the hoodie. I made this for him for his birthday. He's kind of swimming in it.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, his birthday is at the beginning of October.
Right.
So that's the Warframe logo. My dress just has this part because I could have put these side parts on like the side panels, but time, and I didn't want to make it more difficult. As it was, I was like down to the wire. I finished the last details like a few days before.
Well, she was also making the Flower Girl dress.
I also made the Flower Girl dress. Turned out adorable.
So, yes. So that was a sewn project. So this podcast isn't just knitting. Because we're all sorts of crafts. And we like all sorts of yarns and fabrics and fibery things. Yeah. We have sewing, knitting, crochet, cross stitch, and art that we'll be talking about and
showing off
in
all
our
that good stuff.
Yes. So that was a sewing project.
Mm-hmm.
a fleecy hoodie
Fleece
zip
hoodie.
up.
Which, in addition to adding the logo to on the back,
You added that to the back. Of course you did. Yeah.
Yeah. I also had to lengthen the body and the sleeves because my husband is 6'3", and
Oh, my girls are making taller guys.
it's awesome. He can reach tall things for me. It's awesome. But yeah, I decided to lengthen things because he'd always have trouble with sleeve length. So, and they fit. The sleeve length is good for him. So, he was very pleased.
So, so yes, we might as well get into some of the things that we've finished lately. And if you watch the first one, you will remember that we all were working on a bunch of things for the play, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, that my sister is directing, choreographing, and is the costume designer for. That play will be going on the first 2 weekends of December at their church, Grace Point. So it's with Grace Point Productions, Grace Point Theater.
Something like that.
I had put a link to it in the group notes in my our Ravelry group, which I've also renamed The Yarn is Calling. That is the Ravelry group. You can go there for show notes and all that. And I put a link to that if anyone is interested in tickets. It's in Bremerton or
Silverdale.
Silverdale.
All the same area.
Yeah. And so
I've been to a few of their plays. I think I saw 2 of them.
Their plays are very high quality.
Yes, they are great.
Amazing plays.
I didn't go last year for I can't remember the reasons. I think it may have just been money thing. Last year was Music Man, wasn't it?
Last year they did Music Man.
Year before that was Brigadoon, which was fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
And then I went. Was it It's a Wonderful Life? Or Uncle Mike was.
They did It's a Wonderful. That was several years ago now.
That was Uncle Mike was.
Yeah.
The main guy.
Yeah.
And there was one other one. I can't remember what it was.
Well, I've done lots, but
I can't remember. Yeah, there was one other one that I've been to.
Yeah.
But they're great.
Yeah. So 7 Brides for 7 Brothers is happening, and what was I going to say about that? Oh, so last week I was in Canada. My husband and I went to Victoria to celebrate belatedly our anniversary. So we spent a week in Victoria, Canada. While we were there, middle daughter and her husband came, and that's where we recorded our little mini podcast there. And then also my sister and her husband came. And so I gave her all the shawls that I was showing you all last week and the ones that she made, I gave them all to her. She was very thrilled. She was very excited. And the hats and the mitts and the scarves that we had finished, I gave them all to her so she could take them home so that they could begin their dress rehearsals. And unfortunately, we didn't get a picture of Allison's red shawl, but it was gorgeous.
I got a picture.
Well, yes.
You can find it on my Ravelry page. The pattern was called Dancing Wings.
Yeah. Is that what you called your project page too?
No, I called it like Red Bride Shawl.
Nice. She loved it, by the way. It was gorgeous. So there was a few little things. So I finished up while in Canada. I finished up the green mitts, the green mitts, the red mitts, and the purple mitts. And I think I showed on our little mini podcast. I think I showed the green ones.
Yeah, I saw the green ones.
And the red ones and the purple ones I gave to Heidi. The blue ones I finished on the way home. I didn't bring them with me because they looked the same as all the other mitts that I showed last time. The yellow ones. And they all look the same. There's different colors. I didn't bring them to show. But that is
the last one.
And that's the last one.
Finishing up the pink
That was my only finished project. I finished the socks. Okay, so you remember I was working on the socks for Kirsten's husband. And we did show those on the little mini one. I finished those just barely in time. So, but yeah, the only finished object between then and now were all those mitts and those socks. And so if I don't have anything else to show, finished object.
At least as far as finished, yeah.
But you do.
Yes.
So you finished the rest of the hats.
Yep.
So you're going to show those real quick? So the hat pattern is Portsmouth, a skating hat.
Looks more like a headband.
It does look more like a headband.
So I got Red Bride, Purple Bride, and Pink Bride. This is Madeline Tosh Chunky, which is the same as this.
I think it's in the
Kind of plain yarn chicken, but I'll be fine.
I think it's in the carnation colorway.
Yes, carnation.
Yeah.
This one I added 4 extra stitches because it's a lighter chunky weight, and at the pattern stitch width I was concerned about being too narrow, and it got a little huge, but oh well.
It'll still work.
This is Classic Elite Yarns.
I kind of feel like a baby.
This is Classic Elite Yarns Ava. I don't know how you can see.
It's got
But
sparkle in it.
sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
It looks blue. Purple is such a hard color to photograph.
I know, we experienced that last time too.
Such a difficult color.
Yeah.
I love it. And then this was Crystal Palace Allegra?
Allegra. Mm-hmm. Allegra DK.
DK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, these two, because I used DK weight of double strand. This was a single strand.
You used a double strand on one of them?
I used double strand on the purple and the red because they're both DK weight yarn.
Right.
And the pattern calls for bulky or super bulky.
So did you use, because they were 50-gram balls, did you use the whole thing?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I had a one of them. I had
a weeny bit left on my mitt. So the mitt pattern I was using for all of mine is the Good Time fingerless mitts,
which is the same as
that one.
This one.
And the pattern calls for DK weight and a size 4 needle. And I mentioned this in my mini podcast, that they made them just a weeny bit snug. So I
did the same thing with the orange mitts.
Yeah, so I went up to a size 6 needle, and that helped a little bit better, even when I did worsted. And with the blue mitts, I held 2 strands together a fingering weight, and still used a size 6 needle. And they fit really well that way. And now you're using chunky.
This is chunky, so
you're sizing it down a little bit.
Yeah, I've got
fewer stitches.
Size 9 needles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's chunky. So.
Right.
So size 9 needles.
I'm a sock knitter, so you know.
And I basically cast it on 4 fewer stitches. So the original pattern you cast on 36. I did 32. And
it's fitting.
Yeah, so far it's fitting. I did 2 fewer increases for the gusset. In the pattern, and I held back a couple stitches fewer for the thumb, and in the thumb ribbing, when I get to it, will be 4 fewer stitches as well, and fewer rows across, but it's fitting, so.
Okay, but that is your work in progress.
This is my current progress.
Words. Do you have any other FOs, finished objects, you would like to share, like this right here?
Yes. I don't have any recent, knitting or crochet projects here aside from the headbands
and the red shawl that we don't have to show.
Yeah, this is a dress that I sewed. It's got little raglan sleeves. Scoot back. It's really long. Yes, I'm doing this. Woo! This was a McCall's pattern. It goes all the way to the floor. It's fabulous.
It looks really comfy.
It's very comfy. Oh, I got the taco!
If you're not going anywhere, you might as well.
I cross-stitched the taco!
Okay, another.
I found this on Pinterest and had to make it.
Semi-finished object.
The cross-stitching is finished.
So what are you going to do with that?
I think my plan was to turn it into like a little keychain. Like a keychain type of tag to put on my padlock at work that I put on my locker.
Okay. Al, who works at Joann's.
Yes.
Joann Fabrics, so
it's very dangerous.
Great fabrics and stuff there.
Very dangerous. But yeah, so like that.
Speaking of sewing,
I made this little kitty bean. It's kind of hard to see his face, but she got a little curly mouth, a little kawaii in the eyes.
Maybe turn it. The kitty bean.
Got a butthole.
So, did you make 2 of those?
I did. I made 2 of these.
Okay.
One to keep, because it's freaking adorable. And then one to give to one of my nieces. I have 2 nieces and 1 nephew. My youngest sister, Heather, has Marcus and Heidi. Mm-hmm. And so
I've mentioned them before, probably.
So this other kitty bean is for Heidi. I've got it stashed away in the closet along with presents. Other present for Marcus. My other niece is from my husband's sister. Her name is Louise, and she'll be 1 in March, I think.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah.
And
And
your
yes, and she is named Louise after the character from Bob's Burgers, because
Louise Belcher.
my sister-in-law is crazy like that. She's fun.
And more sewing. You have more sewing.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you'll remember maybe in the first podcast, Kirsten had mentioned she had a little notions bag that Allison made for her. So Allison makes really cute little bags.
Yeah, I found the pattern
As well.
I found at Joanne, actually.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's like the word lazy's in there, in the pattern title somewhere.
Okay.
But this is the first one I made. It's got dragons. It takes 2 fat quarters, a zipper, and a piece of fleece. Pattern says fusible fleece, but I've just been using regular fleece and it works fine. It's got a little pocket on the back. I use this when I go to work, when I really just need
Is this one of the ones you use?
This is the one I use. Yeah, it's got a slight stain from rubbing on my jeans.
Do you have any goodies in here?
Maybe a receipt.
Nothing in
But
there.
it's empty right now because I took my wallet out of it. But I mainly just needed something to carry my wallet.
So what are your other ones?
Other ones.
So I think these would be really cute project bags too.
Yeah, I
for
actually
a small
have-
project, like a
A couple
socks
years ago,
or a hat.
a couple years ago off Etsy, I ordered a bag that coincidentally I think was this exact pattern
Okay.
featuring superheroes, and I've used it as a project bag. So I've
Yeah.
got the straps are all tangled. I've got this one.
There, let me help you hold it while you get the next one.
I've got my hand is stuck in the straps.
So we're here. In
I've
the,
got this
in the window.
one.
Star Wars.
Star Wars, because I'm a nerd. This one.
Look at the one blue.
The sharks.
The one blue amongst all the reds.
Yeah, the front pocket ended up being a bit upside down, but
That's okay.
oh well. The fishies in Australia. Australian fishies. There's that one.
It's fun.
There's that one.
Love the monsters.
I love the little monsters. It's freaking adorable. And that one. Kind of makes me think of a Minecraft dirt block.
Oh.
Just
yeah.
a little bit.
I was thinking it looked like those green things. Clovers.
Oh. Yeah. And I made a tiny little coin purse.
Oh.
It's super tiny.
And that's gummy bear fabric.
Yes, it's gummy bear fabric. Oopsies. I dropped it. And one of my works in progress that I didn't grab, but one of my sewing / quilting projects I'm in the middle of. Started making a baby quilt. Just to have on hand for either as a gift or for eventual future use for myself. But with leftover fabric, I made this. Freaking adorable.
So I was telling her if next time she puts a little bit of catnip in it, it'd be a great cat toy. Because her cat lives at my house.
For now.
Because their apartment complex.
We can
have animals, but they're pet deposits.
There's a pet fee. It's like $300, which for a pet deposit is pretty standard, actually.
Right. But still,
It's just
right now the animals are living at my house. I think
Money.
I mentioned in my first podcast that I lived with a bunch of cats and none of which are mine. So
Yep, 2 of them are mine.
She has 2 cats and they live with me. And then we have a young lady who rents a room from us.
one more sewing.
And her cat lives with us also. Mm-hmm. So that's where all our cats come from.
Another sewing project. Fun
more
skirt.
sewing.
It's got mermaids.
Skirts.
And sparklies, but mermaids. And it's got pockets.
Yes.
It's got pockets.
On my list of things to do is to make some more fat quarter skirts.
I have one of those.
For
I didn't unearth
certain
it, though.
people for Christmas. So I won't talk about it too much.
Get these
All right,
out of
so
the way.
is that all the
That's
finished?
all the finished sewing projects that I have out and accessible.
Okay, so Allison is also an artist, like
I
her
painted a mermaid.
sister.
I love mermaids, can you tell?
So Allison went up to see her sister, and they went and got a bunch of little canvases, and they've been painting like crazy.
It's like not quite 3 inches square, these ones.
Right.
I also did one of, I meant to grab them off the wall. They're hanging on the wall. There's one that I painted a little ball python.
Their pet.
We have a ball python. I didn't paint a picture of him because I didn't have any good pictures of him. His name is Salazar, named after Salazar Slytherin. But I found a cute one online because ball pythons are adorable.
So what kind of paints did you use?
Acrylic.
Acrylic paint.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one I painted was like a little dragon sitting on a moon sliver fishing. It's got stars around
that was
it.
pretty cute too.
It's pretty cute. And I've got canvases for 2 more. I don't know how well. So, it's backwards.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. It looks backwards.
I know, but it won't
But
be. It won't be.
There we go. It says it's Louise Belcher. I smell fear on you. I'm going to paint 2 of these. One for me, because reasons. And one to give to my sister-in-law / niece for Christmas.
Oh, 2 Louise pictures.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 Louise pictures.
Gotcha.
And then I've also got this unicorn that I'm going to paint eventually.
Okay, so that's all of finished objects for now. Since, like I said, I had virtually none.
And as far as art, I also have digital art. I do. Kirsten does a lot more of traditional art, drawing, painting, stuff like that. I do that periodically, but most of my art as of late has been digital. I have a Samsung Galaxy tablet that I got refurbed off Amazon. Looks great. And if you go over my Instagram, I think I mentioned it, Wyvern713. You can scroll through my posts. Back in May, I did the Mermaid Challenge, which is an art challenge. A lot of people create a prompt list, and you draw a mermaid every day.
Yeah.
For the whole month of May.
That was cute.
It was really fun. I had some really cute ones that I was very pleased with.
So you can check out some of her digital art on Instagram. And on
on Instagram, I mainly just have the mermaid pictures, but on my DeviantArt, same name, Wyvern713, I've got some of my other artwork. Some digital, some traditional. Yeah. And I've got one that's in progress right now. It's kind of hard to see because I haven't done her whole face, and it is a bit of a glare, but it's kind of a dragon lady person. I do a lot of dragons and mermaids and fantasy.
Okay, so what are we working on currently? I am working on, this is upside down, but these, okay, so I mentioned last time that I was working on monster leggings for my grandson Marcus. He's 3.5, he'll be 4 in February.
It's gonna be 4 already?
He'll be 4 in February.
Jeez.
So I started these over the summer, and he's always, my monster leggings, oh, but wait, don't forget my monster leggings. So
He's too cute for his own good.
I really need to get these done, but with the play knitting, I have been, so many of my other things, I've been falling by the wayside. But anyway, so here is what I've gotten done. I did all of this in like just a couple of days over the summer, and then I haven't picked it up until now. But here's the little butt, so here's the mouth, and so I will be embroidering eyes on here, or not embroidering, but duplicate stitching eyes.
Which is a type of embroidery.
I guess so, yeah. So here's, I got one leg going, and I'm using, okay, so this is the Cascade Heritage, Cascade 220 is the dark blue, and then the brown is the Knit Picks Stroll Worsted. I don't remember the color. And then this is the Knit Picks Felici Worsted. Then
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes. And so that's,
I've always said Felici.
Yeah. So, and here's the front. And then they'll have a little drawstring. It looks skinny, but A, he's a skinny kid, and B, it's very stretchy. And I measured his leg the other day, and then probably forgot what the measurement was. So I need to measure it again, but
hey, you'll see him on Sunday.
Now that I'm done with the play knitting, I'll be able to finish working on those. So that's, oh, and these are worked on size 5 needles, yes. Oh wait, I have 5s in my holding. I think these are actually 6s. Where's your needle?
Wait.
Where's your
Are
needle?
these the ones that... Oh, I've got...
They're mine.
Okay,
they're kind of just old yucky needles,
I have a
but they're
size 8.
No, I think they're 6s or 5. They're either 5 or 6. The
6.
pattern I'm using for these, I should mention, is called. It's a 6.
Yes.
Okay, it's called.
Isn't it called Monster Pants?
Smoosh.
Oh.
No. Smoochy. Can you see that? Smoochy Monster Pants.
Nice.
But I.
Stinking cute.
Yeah. So I will also be duplicate stitching teeth on the mouth there. So, Smoochy Monster Pants. That's the pattern. And I probably altered it because I always do. I think it's written for fingering weight and I'm using worsted. So, you know, that's just who I am.
And it goes quicker.
That's what I do. And the other thing I'm currently working on, see, this is my basket I got at, this is one of those Ghana baskets, and I got it at the Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival when I went in Canby, Oregon, when I went last month sometime, the beginning of October, I think it was, or end of September. Anyway. Whatever it was. This one is the mini size. This was the biggest of all the minis. So, I think I paid like $8 for it.
Nice.
I know. I was thrilled.
I love your popcorn bag.
And then, oh yes, I should mention that too. So, my Monster Pants are being housed in my popcorn bag. This is by a single strand on Etsy. And I know it's lined with popcorn fabric. I love it so much. It's got this great handle and then the drawstring, which it almost doesn't quite fit because, you know, a couple skeins of worsted in here and, you know, monster leggings. But, oh, I love this bag. Love this bag. Most of the project bags I have are sock size because it's funny because I've always knitted socks. And now that I've started this podcast, now I'm knitting all these other things that aren't socks. So I need bigger bags. So I did buy the Finch bucket pattern, and I have made one of those bags for Kirsten, and I need to make some more.
She loved it.
I love them. But anyway, yes, love this bag. So, and I have it tucked in my basket here, and then I have this other bag that I think I probably showed last time, my old Japanese Disneyland bag, and it's got my, look, I've made progress on my scarf, y'all.
Woo!
Okay, so.
Is that for the red? No. Yellow brother?
Yes. So this is by Slip Stitch Studios.
Cute.
It's a needle cozy. It's huge. So the other needle cozies I have are quite a bit smaller, and this one even has a zipper on the back. So you could put your notions or whatever that you'd need in here. And it's really, really padded. But it's huge. I mean, look at this one. Let's see. Do I have my other one with me? Compared to, yes, this one. So I love the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. I love her. She talks about Simply Serving needle cozies, and I like them so much that I went and bought some. So I bought 2 of them. So I use them all the time. But look how much bigger this one is from Slip Stitch Studios than the Simply Serving. It's almost too big, at least for socks. But for the scarf and these big needles, it's actually kind of great.
What yarn is that today?
So this is Cascade 220 again, like the other one. The pattern is wheat. I think when I showed it last, I actually was down here.
Oh, nice.
And then I worked on it a little bit more. And then last night, I picked it up and worked on it some more. I did all of this last night.
It's interesting how wavy this part is.
Yeah,
because of the ribbing versus
It's got the
garter.
ribbing and the garter. It needs some blocking. The color is butter or something like that. So this is the yarn.
Looks like it has a mustache.
The yarn. Oh, it does, doesn't it? And the color is 821. Can you? It's kind of a glare there. And I added some other little colors at the end because of the brother's costume. So I'm using Kenzie is the red, and then the little leftover bits of knit picks in the blue. I don't even know what the black is. Who even knows? I don't even know where it is. Black is gone in here. Oh, there it is. Like, how am I going to do? So when I get to the other end, I'll do this at the other end as well. But yeah. It's a nice pattern, and it works up pretty quick when I actually sit down and work on it. It works up pretty quickly. It's taking me forever because I keep putting it down to do other things. Because, you know, knit all the things.
Yes, exactly. Knit all the things.
Yes. And before you get yours out, since I got this out already, I talked about this bag last time. This is my Peg's Procrastinations bag. I have 3 of these. But this one is the one that is most fall-like. The other ones look a little more springy, and I like to use fall bags in the fall and spring bags in the spring and things like that. But this pattern, this sock is, I was like, do I need to take it out of my needle cozy? Can you see this stitch? There we go. You can kind of see this. Okay, so this is the Jemima sock pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I really love their podcast. They're so much fun. And so I joined her, or I bought her sock collection, the Potter socks, Beatrix Potter sock collection, something like that. And the first one that came out was the Jemima socks, and then the next one that came out is, it came out already, Peter, I think. I haven't started it yet because I'm still working on this one and, you know, all my other things that I feel like I'm behind on. But this yarn is Opal. No, yes. It's the Opal Classics. And the colorway, Farb, is that color?
Farba means color.
9066. It does have an actual name.
Probably on Ravelry.
But I don't remember what it is. But these are for my friend Debbie. It's actually for her husband. He is a sock person, and he loves socks.
Oh, Charlie?
Charlie,
nice.
Yes. So these are for Charlie, and someday I'll get them done. But that's the other thing that I'm currently working on that I had my needle cozy in, so that's why I thought I would talk about it.
Okay,
Actually, those are my only, I have lots of, as I've mentioned before, lots of works in progress, but those
what
are the
knitter
ones,
or crocheter doesn't?
Yeah, I'm not a monogamous knitter. As I was talking with Kirsten earlier today, I have different projects on the needles for different things, different reasons. Sometimes, you know, you want to knit something, sometimes you want to crochet something. Sometimes you need something mindless, sometimes you need something complicated. Though Jemima pattern is wonderful for church knitting, waiting room knitting. The pattern is very intuitive. It's like a 4-row repeat, whereas where 3 or 4, it's like 2 and 2. Anyway, it's really easy,
Easy to memorize.
Thank you. Memorizable. Anyway, but it's nice and stretchy, and then I also have my ones that need, you know, charts and concentration, and the older I get and the more I knit, the more I like the easy stuff. Not the easy stuff, I shouldn't say it like that.
More mindless.
Well, I have found that the simpler sock patterns actually fit more comfortably. They fit better. And everyone that says the socks that I've made for them that they like, it's always like the plain ribbed ones. Those are the ones they like. The fancy ones, they're gorgeous to look at and they're fun to make, but they don't always fit awesome. Anyway, but those are the ones I'm currently actively working on right now. And Allison is currently actively working on
finishing up.
these.
I bound off the top. I just still need to tuck in the end. And then I'm picking up the thumb stitches to do the thumb ribbing.
Look at that.
But yeah, much better fitting. And only did 4 fewer stitches on the cuff and the top. So
yeah, they're not super.
Even
snug.
though I
they're actually kind of
doubled
loose.
the needle size.
Yeah, they're a little loose on me, but I have small hands and small wrists, So they will be fine. They will be great.
Yay! I stitched that waist yarn a little tight.
Well, it's just
it's the waist yarn.
It's the waist yarn.
It's a little tight.
So what else are you working on?
So I showed you the digital drawing I'm in the middle of. I showed you the two the little canvases.
The canvases?
The little
right. You're drawing
the Louise and stuff.
Right.
I've got this yarn. Yes, the blasphemous Red Heart Super Saver. Not quite blasphemous, but fun colors, and this stuff is still nice for plushies and
it depends on what you're making with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't make a sweater out of those.
No.
But if you're doing
pretty colors, but
kids' toys,
which
they're gonna kind of destroy anyway.
This
water
is
I'm thirsty.
Yeah. This is the start of a little dragon for my niece Louise. I made one for Marcus for Christmas 2 years ago. I made one for Heidi for Christmas last year. So I'm making one for Louise this year. The pattern is called, I think it's called Dragon and Friends on Ravelry. I should have had it. That's not what I want. Should have had it up and open. Louise's dragon. Here we go.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
What size needles are you using?
6.
These are Knit Picks?
Yeah, that's the Knit Picks Majestic Interchangeables. Love them! They are fabulous!
They're so pretty.
And I gotta say, Knit Picks customer service is great.
It is great.
I was working, what was I working on?
They have great
one of the play projects. I was using size 7, so it may have been it was Orange Brothers scarf. That's what it was.
Look at those fun colors!
I know. Neon pink, neon green, neon blue.
Oh, sorry.
Neon
Didn't
purple.
interrupt you. Carry on.
Dragon and Friends by Barbara Prime. That is the name of the pattern.
So what were you saying about the Knit Picks customer service?
It's great. When I was knitting the Orange Brothers scarf, somehow one of the needle tips broke. Like the tip of it broke off. And I was like, oh no! Luckily I had
It was one of these interchangeable wood
It was
ones?
one of these ones, yeah. Luckily I had another pair of needle tips in the same size that I used in the meantime. I contacted Knit Picks and I was like, hey, one of my needle tips broke. Can I get a replacement or am I going to have to buy a new pair? And they sent me
probably a replacement, no questions asked.
They sent me a new set of size 7 needle tips. So
Nice.
now I have three needle tips.
Yeah.
The replacement pair and the one from the original one that did not break.
Knit Picks, their yarn is so soft and it's inexpensive.
Great yarn, inexpensive.
They have good customer service.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend them.
And like when we're saying like inexpensive, I bought an Afghan kit. It's the Hue Shift Afghan.
Okay.
I got it in like shades of purples and blues. I'm eventually gonna get around to knitting. I think the yarn I picked was their Brava Sport, which I think is, I can't remember if it's all acrylic or mostly acrylic.
I think it's all acrylic.
But all the yarn for like the Afghan, I think it's probably like a more throw size versus like a big bed size, but still.
Yeah.
It was like $30.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
if you're looking for something like inexpensive, but you want to do like sweater quantities, go to Knit Picks. And actually, I think.
Yeah. If you're on a budget, I mean, I love to support indie dyers and home businesses and things like that. And I love indie dyed yarn. It's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably what I mostly have in my stash. Mm-hmm. But if you're on a budget,
Knit Picks is great.
Knit Picks is really great. And you still want quality yarn.
Mm-hmm. I've actually got their catalog right here. Right now, through the end of the year, I'm not affiliated in any way, shape, or form. I was just thinking about that. It's like, oh, you're wanting a sweater quantity of yarn. There are 8 different yarn lines that they have. If you purchase 10 or more skeins of the same yarn weight and color, and there's a promo code SWEATER10. You save 10%. Then their catalog. Ta-da! It's through the end of the year, according to the catalog. The yarn is fabulous.
It's fabulous.
My lake mitts pattern, I using one of their yarns, the Mighty Stitch, I believe.
Well, and this is
No, or was it
so
Swish?
soft.
It was either Mighty Stitch or Swish. I can't remember which one.
The only thing is, I really wish they would come back out with the Felici Sport, the sport weight Felici. That I really wish they would do, because it's just really nice stuff. So, do you have any other?
I have this one.
Okay, so what is that cool bag?
It's a shark bag. I can't remember where I got it.
Does it have?
I got it off Etsy, but no, it doesn't have a thing.
It doesn't have a tag on
It
it.
does not have it. Not that I've
too
seen.
Bad.
But it's great. It's pretty great. It's got sharks, because sharks are awesome. But this is.
Oh, you're right.
This was a tour de sock pattern this year.
I got her going on tour de sock, and she never finishes them. But that's okay.
I finished a few. I finished
That's true.
like most of them the first year.
Yeah.
I finished like one or two of them last year.
Right, but I mean,
I haven't finished any this year.
I know. I didn't either this year. Because,
what is the pattern? I can't remember the pattern off the top of my
Plan
head.
A, because I'm working on it also right now.
But it's kind of cool.
But I finished it for tour de sock.
Textury thing going on. It's got like a twisted.
This is by Belly Button Knits, Adrienne Fong. She's Belly Button Knits on Ravelry.
Yeah, these are my Chiagu needles, so 1.5. The yarn, this is a Malintosh sock in Polku. Polku. I don't know how.
What's the Polku?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's just the name of the color.
It probably means something.
Probably does.
Probably should Google it and look it up, see what it
Yeah,
means.
probably. But, so this is what I was working on a lot before I paused it to work on.
So did you start those during... Did you start those during... Did you start those during the race?
I did, I think.
Okay. So
yes,
I
did start during the race.
I also made them during the race as well in Desert
As you can see, that's still the first sock. So,
and I'm making them again. I'm actually started them again last month, and I'm doing them toe up this time. I didn't bring that one right now because, I do have, like I said, I have other projects on the needles, and one of them is working the Plan A pattern socks, and I'm working them toe up because the yarn I'm using I don't have a lot of, and I had initially started the socks with this yarn and then got down to the toe and knew I was going to run out, and so I'm making them for the gal that lives with us. She really wanted them, so I'm making them toe up so that I split the ball into two, and so that I can work till I run out, and they'll be a little shorter in the leg. So I'm just not redesigning. I'm just working. I'm not even flipping the chart. Well, yeah, I don't even think I'm flipping the chart. I'm just working it upside down, or working it from the toe up. So I do need to finish that, and then also I
bind off. Are you gonna?
I'm not gonna do. Okay, so the cast on. I don't know if you can see Allison's socks there. It has.
Try to get it close enough.
What's it called?
It's like a twisted thing. So it's like 4 rows of garter stitch. Then you
Yeah, it has a name.
And I can't remember what it's called, but
it's twisted.
But you knit 3. You twist the whole piece. So you got to twist in there, knit 3 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, it has a name that I can't remember what it is right now.
5. Is it? I don't know. 5.
You could do 3 or 5. It depends on whatever you want to do.
Depends on the pattern.
Anyway, all that to say is I'm going to skip that. Just going to do a basic bind off.
Binding that off would be kind of
It's getting dark. Look at that. It's getting dark.
Oh.
It's getting dark.
Light savings.
Yeah. So that is the other thing that I really want to get done soon because she's asking for it. And I have some knits for her too that I'm working on. And then I think I also showed last time the Field of Wildflowers hat. So I'm participating in the Hoodie Locatelli Fall Knit Along. And so I need to finish my Field of Wildflowers hat. I was looking the other day and I can't find it when the knit along is over. I think it's over at the end of November, but I could not find a date anywhere in the group. I know they said it somewhere, but I cannot find it. So if any of you know when the exact date is that the Hohi Fall Cal finishes, let me know. I'm assuming it's the last day of November because, okay, so Kirsten has been asking me to make for her the hipster shawl since last summer, or this past summer. And I, of course, was putting it off because I was making the other shawls first. So that is what's next. I have, so going into what I have next, I got this bag. This is from the Silver Shed. This was also from the ZK Zombie Apocalypse, a couple of years ago now, 2016. And it's a nice shawl size bag, but in it I have, okay, so it's DK weight. The hipster shawl is DK weight. And Kirsten had seen on Ravelry a project where it was like gradient, like they'd use 3 shades of a yellow gold color, the plucky yarn. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It was beautiful, and she really wanted that. So I ended up buying, like 6 skeins of DK weight in all different shades of goldy yellow, trying to, just because I didn't know what ones she would like, so I got them all. And so she looked at them all, decided which ones she wanted, and so I have my yarns here. So this is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Cake DK, and oh my gosh, it's a huge skein. I thought it was going to pop right off my ball winder as I was winding it. It is 9 ounces.
Whoa.
255 grams. The color is Ochroid. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. It's so gorgeous. Ochroid. Look how much. I mean, it's a humongous ball of yarn. So, yeah. So I got that, and then I'm going to put that together with this medium. This is Madeline Tosh DK in the Foundry E. So that will be the next color in this gradiated hipster shawl. And then the darkest one is the Uncommon Thread, their Merino DK in the Nutcracker.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? It's kind of this. It doesn't look quite that brown. Well, maybe it does. It's kind of a goldy brown. There you go. And and this will be, so let me turn this around so you can see these colors. Look at that.
That'll be pretty. That'll be really pretty.
Wouldn't that be pretty?
Kind of reminds me of that,
so,
there's a shawl I made from the Vampire Knits book. It's called the Descent into Darkness shawl. Which, actually, I did finally finish that earlier this year.
oh, you should show it to us.
It's in my room. I mean, I can run and grab it.
No, not right now.
But,
So,
yeah, it's from the Vampire Knits book. And it does a kind of similar thing of gradients. So we got like a yellow, then like a rust, or then like a goldish color, then like a rust, then brown, then black.
oh, I remember you doing that one.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of supposed to be, descent into darkness, being, becoming a vampire and
Right. So,
being forced to leave the sun and.
so anyway,
through
that'll
night.
be next on my list, and hopefully I'll finish it in time for the knit along to be over. And then the other 2 things I have planned, 3 things. I have so much to do. I have so many things I need to knit. Because I'm trying to save money for Christmas. I'm trying to make all my Christmas gifts. And I would have started earlier, except that I was working on the play knitting, which is fine, except that I'm getting a late start on my Christmas knitting. And now I feel like I'm going to run out of time.
You can do it!
That's
cute! I love the foxes!
This, I know, isn't this a cute bag?
So cute!
And I can't remember. Maybe it's inside. Nope. I don't remember where I got it on Etsy, but I liked the foxes. But this will be my November Desert Vista Dye Works.
Ooh, that's pretty.
This is in the Stranger Things colorway because we love Stranger Things.
Excellent show if you haven't watched it.
Oh, excellent show.
On Netflix or
So,
Netflix original.
I haven't
Fabulous.
started them yet because
Fantastic.
I wanted to finish the
cool.
stuff for the play. So that's that one.
That's
so
so
that'll be
pretty.
that'll be starting soon, very soon. And then the other thing is I told my other sister Heather in Texas that I don't let your kids see this, Heather. You can't watch. But and this this bag I got as a
That is
prize.
so cute. I love it. I love the skulls.
A little box bag with skulls, and it had
Ooh.
It is. It also has no. I don't even know who made it. It just came in a prize. But
It's
this
really
yarn, I got when I was with Heather. So when I go places, I like to buy yarn that is locally dyed. And as I've said before, I like yarn with fun names. And so anytime that's kind of my souvenirs.
Great.
And so when I go to Texas, I want to find yarn that's dyed in Texas.
I just saw the name of it.
I know. Okay, so this is Savvy Skeins Sensible Sock in the Cusco colorway. Cusco, okay, from Emperor's New Groove. And totally Cusco colors. Look at those colors. It's self-striping.
That's so fun.
Isn't that fun? So for her boys, she has 2 boys. Heather does. Excuse me, getting the label. They are 10 and 12. So I'm gonna make them each a pair of socks. I can get 2 pairs of socks out of this for her boys. And I will do contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs for them, and that's how
help with yarn quantity.
I did that for them last summer, and I took them down when I went to Texas. And I did it was with the Peyton's Croy. Anyway,
whatever.
some striping.
Peyton's pattern.
And for one of the boys, I did blue heels, toes, and cuffs, and with the other boy, I did red heels, toes, and cuffs. One of them likes blue, one of them likes red. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll do one with red heels, toes, and cuffs, and one with probably black. Because the blue might be a little hard to match. It's kind of a greeny,
kind of a
tealy blue. But oh my gosh, I love this. This
It matches my
yarn,
dress.
I have to say, it does. Was kind of expensive. But I had to have it because Cusco. We love the Emperor's New Groove. It's such a quotable movie.
It really is.
It's just a fun one, and I knew I could get 2 pairs of socks out of it. So these will be Christmas socks for her boys, and then the sewing projects I talked about, the fat quarter skirts. Her girls will have fat quarter skirts. So Heather, if you're watching this, don't let your kids watch.
At least not this part.
Make them go in the other room, because I'm doing that for them for Christmas. Now, having said all that, I hope I can get all this done by Christmas, because I have a lot to do. So, those are what I have planned for the immediate future. For this month. For November. What do you have planned? Anything?
Yeah, well, eventually, let's see. I've got a blanket planned for my sister-in-law. She is I'm not sure if she's as nerdy as me or if she is, but a slightly different kind of nerd, but she's pretty nerdy. And she is a...
Which sister-in-law?
Ash.
Okay. She has 2.
Yes, I do! Right. I forgot.
That's okay. Anyway.
And I don't really talk to my other sister-in-law. Complicated backstory. I don't think she likes me very much. That's the impression I got. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I'm nice to her.
Well, we don't need to get into
Anyway, not the point. Anyway, so for Ash, I'm gonna be making one of those, you've probably seen like the tie blankets, 2 giant pieces of fleece, cut strips,
right.
tie the edges.
Right.
One side is a Slytherin fabric, and the other side is gonna be gray. I hope she doesn't watch this. I should have given a little preface. Oh well. Oh well.
Oh well.
But so I'm gonna make that for her for Christmas. I've got another project planned for a certain someone sitting next to me that I'm not going to say anything about.
It's getting really dark.
It is getting dark outside.
Do I need to go get a lamp?
I've got a lamp in the storage room.
All right, you keep talking. I'm gonna get a lamp. I'm gonna go grab this.
It's
one.
it's kind of hiding behind the bin. It's on Bryce's desk.
Okay.
It's a silver
You
lamp.
keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, so I've got project planned for her. And then I've got something for one of my sisters. Got a project planned in mind for Heather. Not gonna say what it is because she'll, in case she watches. But, Bryce, you get it?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. So it's something that I've been meaning to finish for a long time.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
I mean a long time. I've got, like, 2 things left to do. I mean, it's a big project. So I've just got, like, 2 things left to do, and it's just, haven't gotten around to doing it because I have a regular size sewing machine. And this massive project. Uh-oh.
It's not working.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
All right, we're almost done anyway, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
So,
That was
I will
useless.
hopefully get around to making and finishing that. I've got a couple other sewing projects. I mentioned that baby quilt that I, with these fabrics.
Right.
Super stinking cute. It's like leaves, there's like trees and little foxes and forest critters are freaking adorable. So I'll probably be finishing that. And I've got some of the fabric gathered for another wool quilt.
So yeah, we have lots of things that we want to do.
Got a dress project that I need to do, and a long sleeve shirt.
So hopefully, maybe
bunch of
we should
projects.
figure out what we're going to do with our knit along, and maybe participate in our own knit along. Allison, what do you think?
Probably be a good idea.
So, we should wrap this up because it's getting dark out, and we're losing our light, and this lamp over here is not working.
I wonder.
So,
Oh, I know why.
oh,
I forgot they gotta turn the power strip on.
does that help a little bit?
A little bit.
Can you see us a little better? We're not looking quite so
Dark.
in the dark. Okay, that's a little better. At least for the
better.
last few minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you would like to go to our Ravelry group, it is called The Yarn is Calling podcast group. And I have started a knit along over there, but we haven't really done anything with it yet because I really haven't announced. I didn't announce that I'd started a podcast because I had to mess with the whole name thing. And so now that we've got our name sorted out, now I can announce it. Maybe now people will find us and, and we can carry on from there. But we have a knit along that started the first of this month. Whips count because I always want to encourage people to finish their stuff. Because I always need help in finishing my stuff. And it is basically crafting, knitting, crocheting, sewing, anything that makes you laugh or smile or brings you joy. And it will end the end of the year. A midnight, December 31st. I was going to say midnight your time, midnight my
Probably
time.
Like 11:59.
We're in the...
Because midnight is technically the next day.
Well, right.
Technically speaking.
Yes, 11:59. I was gonna say PNW time. What is that?
Pacific Standard.
Standard Time. We're at the farthest end. There, so it kind of gives
45-minute drive. 45 minute? No.
45-minute what?
From the coast.
Oh, yes, but
We're close to the coast.
right. But my point was, it's later than. So if you live in the East Coast or whatever, you get a couple extra hours because I'm playing by my time. Anyway, we will have prizes. Probably one of them will be one of Allison's project bags.
Not this one, because this one's mine. But
Yes.
one of these. Whoops, that's the pen. But one of these ones. Not sure which one yet.
So I don't know if she's going to decide on which one she wants to give away, or if she'll maybe post a couple of choices, and the winner can choose. We'll figure that part as the time goes on. You need to use at least 50 grams of yarn if you're using yarn. If you're sewing something, that doesn't matter. But anyway,
one of these two.
So yeah. So we are still working on our lighting and technology stuff because, like I said, my husband's an IT, so he is a technology nerd. So is she, and so is her husband. and so is my other daughter's husband, Kirsten's husband. So you'd think we'd have these things figured out, but we don't, because they're all busy with all their stuff. So
Well, and money.
hopefully
Can't always
we'll...
afford the fancy cameras or fancy recording equipment.
Yeah. So right now we're making do with the iPad and the whatever. So I hope to have a better quality podcast for you someday. But hopefully we're still interesting enough. I don't know.
Hope so.
For whatever. For now. So, but that's it for now. And I will see you, at least anyway, will see you in about 2 weeks next time with Kirsten. Right after Thanksgiving. Right after American Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And I will see you guys about a month from now.
In a month. And we'll show you all the new things we're working on then. If you have any questions or comments, put them below.
You know where to find us.
Or in the group. Or find us on Instagram. Or any of those things. So, anyway. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.